to be speaking on today's class, an incident came to my mind. I'll just take 2 minutes to share with you all because that just brought back a lot of memories. So many years, a few years back, when I was relatively new to ISKCON, we were a group of devotees, not devotees, trying to become devotees in Bloomington, Illinois. And there, I remember the festival of Balram Jayanti was coming close. So my Shiksha Guru, he called all of us and he said, okay, so Balram Jayanti is coming. We all have to prepare. So immediately, we all thought, acha, haan, abhi festival is coming, then what do you prepare? This bhoga will be made, this drama will be done, these people will be responsible for these activities, all the logistics, which hall will be booked, where we will have the celebration. So we said, okay, Prabhuji, so this is the checklist and we will be doing all these things. So Prabhuji said, okay. He smiled and said, okay. Then again, after 10 days or so, he called us up again and he said, so Balram Jayanti is coming. We have to prepare. And we said, yes, Prabhuji, these were the open-ended items. So these are checked. Now, I don't think anything more is left. All we have to do is execute. Again, he smiled and he nodded and the conversation was done. Now there was only 3 days left for Balram Jayanti. And he called us all up again and he said, so Balram Jayanti is coming. We have to prepare. And we were like, Arey, this is the same question he's been asking us for the 3rd time. Everything, all the open-ended items are done. Everything is taken care. Now what else? So we told Prabhuji, everything is taken care. These are the people responsible. Everything is done. And we were all very enthusiastic and excited that we have taken care of everything. Patiently, he heard every single detail that we gave for the program that we were supposed to have. And then in the end, he smiled and he said, this is good that you all have made so many preparations. This is good and it is much needed. But consciousness, what about your consciousness? Is that prepared for the festival? And I don't know about others, but I have never heard that you have to prepare your consciousness for the festival. That was a very revealing thing for me. I was very confused. I was like, consciousness? Festival time means you prepare, this bhoga will be made, this will not be made, this part of the house will be cleaned, my children will do this, I will do this, my husband will do this. And you extend that to the temple. In the temple, these people will do this, these people will do this, I will do this. But consciousness, so I was actually taken aback. And when I was preparing, I thought, okay, let's bring this topic up. So consciousness, you can all see on this. Yeah, you can all see consciousness. Let us prepare it for the festival. So that is the topic for today. So before going forward, it is very important that we take the blessings of all our gurus and acharyas, because without their blessings, it is impossible for any words to come out of the mouth. I have zero realization, negative realizations. I have no qualification. All of you, practically all of you, when I'm sitting here and I see all of you, it is actually a shame that I'm sitting here because I should be sitting there hearing from all of you. You all are much more realized, much more qualified, and you have the power to enthuse me with your devotion. So if anything I am able to speak today, it is only because of the mercy of Guru, Acharyas, and all of you assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So please join in saying the prayers before we go forward. Everybody, please join. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं अंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्री चैतन्येश्वरी। So once again, thank you for joining us. So festivals. Sorry, please excuse me. I'm not too well, and I have not been able to prepare for the class too well. So please forgive me for the mistakes that I may commit. So festivals, what do they do? Anybody? So festivals, what do they do? Yes, Shrishna. Shrishna, loudly, I cannot hear. But I cannot hear, you have to be louder. Exactly. Exactly. It is a joyous occasion. Actually, festivals, they allow for spiritual progress to be made. How? In a fun-filled way. What do? We come together, we celebrate, right? But at the same time, what is more important is when we come together and we are celebrating the festival, it gives in us spiritual wisdom, right? And with that spiritual wisdom, we are able to make a connection, a deeper connection with the Lord, a more loving connection with the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji. So actually, for every festival, we should ask ourselves, right? We should ask for any festival that is coming, who is Lord Balaram? Who is Lord Nithyananda? Why did Krishna appear? What is written in Srila Prabhupada's books? What does Vyas Puja mean? Because until and unless we ask these questions, we will not be able to make the connection with the Lord. We will not be able to relish the festival. But when we are able to ask these questions and when we are able to understand the significance of the festival, then only we are able to have a deeper understanding of the festival. Otherwise, festival can be, okay, this will be cooked, we will eat this, we will clean this, we will go out, it is a holiday. That is not only a festival. Festival is much more. And if we see in our Vedic civilization, every day was a festival. We all know that, right? in Nanda, when Krishna was there in Nanda Maharaj's house, every day was a festival. Krishna, when a child is born, the child turns. How many of us celebrated the turning of our child? Did we celebrate as a festival turning of our child? We celebrate, okay, the child spoke, the child walked. Every single day when the Lord was there was a festival. And why? And that is why, that was the reason people did not suffer from depression and all these things, because there were so many things to enjoy about. Not superficial enjoyment that was from within, enjoyment that helped you go forward in establishing your connection with the Lord. So that is the significance of the festival. And actually, we are so grateful that temple provides us an opportunity to do that. Sometimes I feel, okay, in India, we are surrounded by people. Whether you like it or not like it, you will be reminded of festivals. You will be doing the festivals. But think of the time when you are alone, both husband and wife are working, children are going to school, and children are going to a school which does not follow your same culture. So 99% of the time when you have a festival, the children will have school, right? How will you give the culture that you have grown up with to your children? We are trying to give so much to our children, so much material education. We want them to be the best in everything. Then don't you think what we have grown up with, that is also important to be given to the children? Why do children of today's age suffer from anxiety? Why do they get depressed? Why do they back answer? Why are their patience levels so low? Why are our patience levels so low? Because our quotient, all the three quotients are not fulfilled. So that is something about festivals. So how do we celebrate festivals? By seeking to learn about the significance of the festivals. And as I spoke, we are able to gain spiritual wisdom, and we are able to build a more loving relationship with the Lord. So tomorrow happens to be Nithyanand Trayodashi, the appearance day of Lord Nithyanand Prabhu. And we all know about Nithyanand Prabhu. He is the eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a big festival for all of us who follow the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Now, let us try to learn a little about Lord Nithyananda. It is very important to know about the festival and the personality involved in the festival before we actually celebrate the festival. And we are fortunate that the temple organizes many classes. For the past few days, we have been, even today morning, we heard the Bhagavatam class glorifying Lord Nithyanand Prabhu's pastimes. So let us continue with that. Everybody knows Lord Nithyananda is the eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Nithyanand Prabhu is the cardinal guru of all the universes. He serves as an intermediary between Mahaprabhu and his devotees. Nobody can approach Mahaprabhu without the mercy of Nithyanand Prabhu. We all know, we all want to approach the Lord, right? And Nithyanand Prabhu is so magnanimous. Mahaprabhu can be a little strict, but Nithyanand Prabhu, absolutely no offense he takes, because he knows we, in this age of Kali Yuga, we cannot expect to not make an offense. Knowingly or unknowingly, we commit offenses. And we have to accept our situation. That is why we are in Kali Yuga. Otherwise, we would not have been here, correct? So Nithyanand Prabhu, he does not take any offense. And Nithyanand Prabhu is like the second body of the Lord, manifesting as Balaram to Sri Krishna, Lakshman to Sri Ram, same way Nithyanand Prabhu to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And everybody knows when Nithyanand Prabhu appeared, he appeared on the 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh. This is the month of Magh going on. Actually, this is a nice month because so many things happen in this month, right? We just celebrated last Monday, which was Saptami, we celebrated Advait Saptami, which was the appearance day of Advaita Acharya. Then on the next day, it was Bhishma Ashtami, the glorious day when Bhishma Pitama, he left his body. We all know he was such a great Mahajan he was. He left his body. Then yesterday was Ekadashi. Today is, anybody? Today is Varaha Dwadashi, the appearance day of Lord Varaha. Lord Varaha Dev's appearance day is today. And tomorrow is Nithyananda Trayodashi. So, a little something about Nithyanand Prabhu. It is said that when Nithyanand Prabhu, he was born in the holy place of Ek Chakra. Everybody knows, right? And also when he was about to be born, there was a massive drought that was in that place. You know, the whole place was under drought. There were no rains and people were suffering. But as soon as Nithyanand Prabhu, Nitai, he came out of the womb of Mother Padmavati and as the son of Hadai Pandit, immediately there were beautiful rains that started to come and the crops and flowers and everything started to bloom. So that was immediately from the time Nithyanand Prabhu came out in this material world, he started spreading happiness. It is said, it is such a nice actually explanation that Nithyanand Prabhu was so soft, his body is described like a puppet made of butter. Just imagine the analogy. Puppet made of butter, so sweet. It is said no matter how much trouble a person was going through, as many frustrations, most difficulties in life, bewilderment, anxiety, and if you translate it to today's language, high blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, doesn't matter what the person was suffering from. They knew if they took little Nitai in their lap and looked at his lotus-like eyes and his beaming smile, all their anxieties, all their anxiousness, all their bewilderment, confusion, frustration, everything would go away forever. And why? Because he's Nithyanand. Nitya plus Anand. Nithyanand. Nitya means forever, always. And Anand means bliss. So one who forever gives bliss, that is our Nithyanand Prabhu. Jai Nitai. Actually, have you ever seen anybody taking the name of Lord Nimai without the name of Lord Nitai? Let's try. Jai Nimai. Jai Nimai. Jai Nitai. So, our Acharya Narottam Das Thakur has composed a very wonderful bhajan, Nitai Pad Kamala. This is a bhajan so sweet, and actually all our Matajis will be singing it tomorrow evening. So please join us. This bhajan, basically what it means is the lotus feet of Nithyanand Prabhu. They are a shelter and they provide soothing comfort like not only one moon, but many millions of moons. Now, in this bhajan, there is a line, you know, and more so this bhajan talks about if you want to approach Radha and Krishna, it is very difficult to approach them without the mercy of Nithyanand Prabhu. If you want to enter the dancing party of Radha and Krishna, you should take to the shelter of Nitai Pad Kamala. You should take to the shelter of the lotus feet of Nithyanand Prabhu. In this bhajan, the last two lines are something like this. Narottama baro dukhi, Nitai more karu sukhi, rakho ranga charnera pas. So, in this, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Narottam baro dukhi. Forgive me, I don't have a Bengali accent and I'm very bad at singing. I cannot sing, but Narottama Boro Dukhi, that means Narottam is very sad. Now, Narottam Das Thakur, he is Acharya. Acharyas are not sad. Are Acharyas sad? No. Acharyas are here in this world to help us come out of our sadness. They are there to help us move closer to the Lord so that we can overcome our sadness, our material sadness that is always engulfing us. But Narottam Das Thakur here, he is saying, Narottamo Boro Dukhi. Why he is saying? He is representing all of us, the common people here. If I ask you in the last 5 years, how many of you, can you tell me when you were happy? You'll have to think, right? We'll give 2 minutes. But if I ask you in the last, say 1 month, how many times you were sad? Immediately everybody will be like, this happened, that happened, this happened. Am I right? Right? Why? Because this is Dukkhalaya Shashvatam. We are in this place of misery. We are sad. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Narottama Boro Dukhi. Now Narottam, if you see the word Narottam, what does Narottam signify? Nar plus Uttam. Nar means human being. Uttam means best of all. So what he is trying to say, doesn't matter. In this material world, you can be the best of human being with the best material opulence, the best of health, the best of everything. Still, Narottama Boro Dukhi. You will be sad. And how to come out of this sadness? Nitai More Karo Sukhi. Nityanand Prabhu is the one who can make me happy. How? Rakho Ranga Charanera Pas. By keeping me closer to his lotus feet. So tomorrow, on the occasion of Nityanand Trayodashi, on the appearance day of Nityanand Prabhu, let us try to pray to Nityanand Prabhu. Please, my Lord Nityanand, please keep me close to the shelter of your lotus feet, because only then I will be happy. Otherwise, this happiness is superficial. 1 day happiness, 10 days sadness. Maybe, 5 days sadness. 3 days sadness. 1 day sadness. But sadness. 1 day happy, 1 day sad. But when we are close in devotional service to the Lord, we are eternally happy. So we should pray. Pray to Nityanand Prabhu. I don't know. So that was a brief introduction of Nityanand Prabhu. Let us quickly try to see about the mercy of Nityanand Prabhu. So Nityanand Prabhu, this mercy that comes from Nityanand Prabhu gives us hope. And not a normal hope. It gives us supreme hope to even the most fallen, the most wretched, the most degraded of the human beings. I know all of you are very well qualified, very high class devotees here. But if we were to humble ourselves and actually understand our position in Kali Yuga, I at least belong to this category of fallen people. No sincerity, no dedication, no devotion, always fidgeting, always my mind goes here and there. So I know my condition. So Nityanand Prabhu, he came along with Gaura Sundar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Patit Pavan Avatar. Patit Pavan Avatar. Okay. And what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? You can all read the shloka, right? Anybody wants to volunteer to read the shloka? Read, beta.
Pratyamam abhijanati yamam yas yashmitataha tatamam tatvato
Gyatva
visate tat anantaram.
Haribol! Bhaktya mam avijanati yavan chasmi tatvata tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tad anantaram. What is Krishna saying? One can understand me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by devotional service. So Krishna clearly says, this is the 55th shloka of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Gita is almost about to end. And here Krishna is making a point. You can only understand me through devotional service. Now, if we go back to the previous ages, do we all understand that in the previous ages, even to come to the platform of bhakti, even actually forget about to come to the platform of bhakti, even to render service to the Lord, we had to have a certain number of credits, we had to have so many qualifications, we had to have so many good things in us. Then only we were allowed to do service, right? That was of the previous ages, correct? But in this age, the Lord came in such a way that this age of Kali Yuga is glorified because Lord openly gave devotional service to everybody, right? We are allowed to go on the altar. We just performed Abhishek, right? We performed Abhishek to the Lord Himself. That is devotional service. We are cooking prasad, we are singing kirtan, we are chanting. What is all of that? All of that is devotional service. And how fortunate are we that we are able to do that in this age of Kali Yuga. So the sages and the saints, they glorify this age of Kali Yuga. And why is this age of Kali Yuga glorified? That answer is given in Bhagavatam, the most famous shloka of Bhagavatam. And let's try to recite it together. Kaler doshe nidhe rajan asti hai eko mahan guna कीर्तनात् एव कृष्णस्य मुक्तसंगं param praje. My dear king, I know this age of Kali Yuga is full of faults. It is an ocean of faults. Still, there is one good quality in this age. Simply taking the name of Hari, simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can free themselves from the bondage of materialism and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. This is written. We all have faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So whenever we are depressed, Arey, why am I born in this Kali Yuga? So much trouble. Remind yourself this shloka. This age of Kali Yuga is worshipped. It is glorified because we have the simple means of delivering ourselves. All we have to take is the holy name. As simple as that. And if we go forward, who gave us this benediction for this Kali Yuga? How did it become possible that Kali Yuga became so glorified? Yes, Rasika. But by us coming to the material world? No, beta. Like the question is, we understand we had to do so many austerities in the previous ages, right? To come to the stage of devotional service. Then we understand still in this age we have the holy name, right? Now, who gave the benediction that we can chant in this age and be delivered? Yes, Rasika. Yes. None other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nithyananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nithyananda Prabhu. What is that famous bhajan? Param Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gora Chandra. Everybody together. Param Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gora Chandra Param Karuna, Ahu Dui Jana, two people who had Param Karuna in their heart. Who are they? Nithyananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They came openly to deliver us by giving us the holy name. What you have to do? There is no qualification. You can be as degraded, as sinful. You might not have taken the name of the Lord. You might not follow any rules and regulations. You are not qualified to touch the feet of the Lord. Still, you will be delivered. All you have to do, there is only one qualification. Have faith and accept the mercy that Nithyananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are giving to you. Just follow their teachings. And what are their teachings? Simple. Everybody knows. What is the teaching? Just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So they came to distribute Harinam freely to all of us. We are so blessed. And we understood what qualification is required. Actually, if we see, we should try to understand the mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu. Now, unfortunately, our conditioning is such, not only me, I am not qualified, but even if somebody tells me, Hare, you should understand Nithyananda Prabhu is so merciful. Just follow what he's saying. I will be like, Hare, why should I take it on the face value? Just because you are saying Nithyananda Prabhu is merciful, I should take it? No. I want facts. I want data. I want comparison. I want substantial evidence. Why should I take it on your face value? So here's a little comparative analysis. If you remember in the beginning of the class, I said Nithyananda Prabhu is the second body of the Lord, manifesting as Balaram to Sri Krishna, Lakshman to Sri Ram, same way Nithyananda Prabhu to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So a small comparative analysis. Here if we see, there is a place, we all know, Naimisharanya. If we see Naimisharanya, this is the place where it is still present in India, in UP, Uttar Pradesh. This place was famous where all the sages and the transcendentalists, they would gather together to discuss about spirituality, transcendentalism, understanding the self. And big meetings used to happen there in Naimisharanya. And these meetings, they were very long meetings. It's not like a one-day meeting or two-day meeting. So once there was this big meeting happening in Naimisharanya, where a lot of people had gathered to understand about spirituality. There was a big sacrifice going on. And Balramji, he goes to that meeting. And all the sages, all the learned Brahmanas, when they see Balramji walking, hey, imagine Balramji walking right now. What will we do? What will be our instant reaction? We will all get up, right? So all the Brahmanas, all the sages, all the learned people, they rose from their seat, they got up and they paid obeisances to Balramji. Because they understood who is Lord Balaram. He is Lord Balaram. He is Bhagwan himself, right? Now, there was this one, and they offered obeisances, then they gave a seat to Lord Balaram to be sitting. Jai Shri Radha Gopi Janvallabh Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Shri Nitai Patit Pavan Gaur Hari ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Balramji was offered a seat and he sat down. Now, when Balramji sat down, he saw that there was this one person who was sitting on the Vyasasana, who was the disciple of Vyasdev. Vyasdev, who's the literary incarnation. So he was sitting, and neither this person, his name was Rom Harshan Sutta. His name was Rom Harshan Sutta. he was chosen by all the people, all the sages there to be seated on the Vyasasana to speak, because he was qualified in the Vedas. He was a good disciple of Vyasadeva. So he was sitting and he did not get up. Forget about getting up. Rom Harshan Sutta, he did not even fold his hands and acknowledge the presence of Balramji. And when Lord Balram saw that, he was not happy with the impudence that Rom Harshan Sutta was saying. Now, actually, if we go by the regular etiquettes, any person who is sitting on the Vyasasana, he is not supposed to get up and acknowledge anybody entering the area of sacrifice or speaking or coming. But this logic applies to the normal people. Here it was the Lord himself who was coming. So Rom Harshan Sutta, because he was sitting on the Vyasasana, he foolishly thought himself even greater than the Lord. I'm greater than the Lord. I'm not supposed to respect the Lord because I'm sitting on the Vyasasana. That was his consciousness. Now, why? Because he was a scholar of the Vedas. He was an educator, right? So what is the purpose of education? The purpose of education is to understand the Lord. And in the end, after understanding the Lord, surrender to the Lord. So Rom Harshan Sutta, he forgot this basic, he had his realization was incomplete. He did not understand that because he's so educated, he's supposed to respect the Lord and surrender to the Lord, right? He did not do that. And Lord Balram, he was not happy. And what did he do? Everybody knows the story, right? Lord Balram realized that the reason of my appearance and Krishna's appearance is to establish dharma. And here Rom Harshan Sutta is against dharma. He might be very qualified, he might be very knowledgeable, but he does not have the realization to surrender to the Lord. And lo and behold, let's see actually what Lord Balaram says. Anybody wants to volunteer to read what Lord Balaram says? Mukunda.
Because although he has the good qualification of being a disciple of Lord Vyasadeva, and although he has studied all the Vedic literature from this exalted personality, he was not submissive in the presence of the Supreme Personality Godhead.
Exactly. He was not submissive to the personality of Godhead, and he is liable to be awarded death punishment. And what does Lord Balaram do? Simply by taking a kusha straw, killed. Rom Harshan Sutta is killed then and there. So now hold your thoughts here. Just try to remember what Balramji does. He kills a person who is very knowledgeable, but who does not understand the meaning of knowledge, and he shows disrespect by not standing up, and he is killed then and there. Now let's go forward. This is Balramji, right? He killed. Rom Harshan Sutta is gone. What happens afterwards, that is a different story. But Rom Harshan Sutta was awarded death punishment because of his impudence by Balramji. Now when that same Balramji, he comes as Nithyananda in Kali Yuga. Let us see what he does. So this is a comparison, right? Remember I told you a comparative analysis, because just by saying we should worship Lord Nithyananda and understand how merciful it is, let us have an analysis how merciful it is. So one day Nityanand Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they were walking in Navadvip. Now when they were walking in Navadvip, they came across this, a group of people, and they were watching these two really heavy and big personalities screaming, abusing, beating, and doing all sorts of nonsense activities right there on the street. And Nityanand Prabhu asked, who are these two people? Like, they were so bad, they would beat up anybody going from there. Actually, nobody would want to pass from there only. If people would pass, they would beat them up. When they were tired of beating other people, they would start beating each other. Can you imagine how drunk and how abusive these two people were? Completely in arrogance, completely in the state of drunk alcohol. And actually, Chaitanya Bhagavat describes there was not a sin left that they had not committed. Now just try to think, what sins can a person commit? Cheating, looting, murdering, beating, lying, killing a cow, killing a Brahman. Think of all this. There was one sin which they had not committed. And it is it has a very deep meaning. And that sin, that was the Lord's mercy on them. That sin that they had not committed was a Vaishnava aparadh. They had not committed any Vaishnava aparadh. Why? Because they were not in the association of Vaishnavas. Is no Vaishnava aparadh because no association of Vaishnavas. Otherwise, all the sins were taken care. No sin should be left. Let me commit this also, that also. They were so bad, such bad people. So Nityanand Prabhu was, and actually, few days back, we were hearing from Bhagavatam, right? In the morning classes that happen in Bhagavatam, we were hearing the story of the four Kumaras and Jai Vijay. We were hearing, right? Jai and Vijay, they were cursed to take 3 demon births. Everybody knows the 3 demon births. The first one was Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Lord Varha came today to deliver Hiranyaksha and take the earth out. The second was Ravana and Kumbhakarna. That was their second birth. The third birth was Krishna and Dantavakra. Sorry, Shishupal and Dantavakra, and Krishna kills them, right? So after their 3 demon births, Jai and Vijay, who were the Dwarpals of Lord Vishnu, they could go back and do their service, resume their service. Their curse was done. But when they heard that Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu are taking birth, they volunteered themselves to come down for the 4th time. This I heard in the class. For the 4th time they volunteered, and this time for, be as atrocious and as abominable as possible. Nothing compared to what the previous 3 demon births were. Just to tell you how bad Jagai and Madhai were, these 2 personalities. Actually, their names were not Jagai and Madhai. They were born in good Brahman families. This is a point for all the children. Sorry, again, Sunday school. So, a point for all the children. These 2, Jagai and Madhai, which we normally say, their names were not Jagai and Madhai. Their names were Jagdananda and Madhavananda. They were born in good Brahman families. But because of their bad association, they took to all the bad activities. And from Jagdananda and Madhavananda, they became the most atrocious, abominable, drunkard, wretched people called Jagai and Madhai. And it is said people would not even step on their shadow. They were so bad. If they stepped on their shadow, they would go and take bath in the Ganga. Imagine how much people hated them and how bad they were. So Nityanand Prabhu thought, the compassion in his heart, he thought, Mahaprabhu is not disclosing that he is Lord himself. He is not disclosing his potency. He is not disclosing his power. He is not disclosing his identity. But if I go to these people, these drunkard, these wretched people, and if I make them chant the names of the Lord, then everybody would understand the magnanimity of Mahaprabhu. That is the reason of my existence. That is what Nityanand Prabhu thought. So Nityanand Prabhu, with folded hands, that same Balramji who killed Romharshan Sutta for not standing up and paying respects, that same Balramji with that same straw in his mouth, he went to these two drunkards. Everybody saying, no, no, don't go. They're used to killing Brahmanas. Don't go, they will kill you. Nityanand Prabhu said, no, I have to establish the supremacy of the holy name. I have to establish the supremacy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have to go. So he went and he said, my dear brothers, please, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan. Take the name of Krishna, chant the name of Krishna, remember Krishna. Krishna is our Mata, Krishna is our Pita, Krishna is our life. Please, doesn't matter what you have done till today. Just take the name. And Jagai Madhai were so mad at him. They ran behind Nityananda Prabhu and said, who are you? Who are you to preach to us? Nityananda Prabhu said, I'm Nityananda Avaduta. I'm just a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just don't do anything. Just chant. Who are you to tell us what to do? So many times it happens that when our seniors, our gurus, they try to tell us something and our mind says, okay, that is possible for them. It's not possible in my life. I have so many things to take care. I can't do this. So many times we say, whether we say, we think like that, right? That time we have to remember, what is this mentality? This mentality is Jagai Madhai mentality. Who are you to preach to us? We are happy. Just go away, we'll kill you. And they ran behind. And Nityanand Prabhu and poor Haridas Thakur, who was so old, they ran. Somehow or the other, they reached Srivas Thakur's house. Evening happened. They told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the whole story. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not happy. He said, who are these two people who actually tried to kill my devotees? I will chop their head off. And what did Nityanand Prabhu? With tears in his eyes, he said, Mahaprabhu, please, if you kill them, my service will be taken away. It is my service to make sure that everyone in this age of Kali chants the holy name. Doesn't matter, most degraded, most sinful, not degraded, not sinful. No categorization, no discrimination. It is my service to make sure everybody chants. Anand Prabhu Mahaprabhu ki jai. It is my service. Please don't take my service. Please deliver them. Mahaprabhu said, they have your mercy. Because your mercy and forgiveness is there, they are already delivered. Anyways, night happens. And as we know, they all chant the holy name in the night. Mahaprabhu chants holy name. They sing Sankirtan all night. So they sang in the morning, happened. And Mahaprabhu was walking. Now, Jagai and Madhai were kind of gypsies, you know. Gypsies, you understand? No place to stay. Can go anywhere, stay anywhere. Doesn't matter. So what they did was, they decided, Acha, this Nityananda Prabhu, that person who came to us, he goes to this Srivas Thakur's house every night. So very close to that place, near the Ganga, they sat down there. So what they did was, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the morning, and the whole night Jagai and Madhai had heard Sankirtan. So Agyat Sukriti was happening. Even without them knowing, they were getting the mercy. Whole night they had, in their drunk state only, they had danced. Whole night they had danced to Kirtan. So in the morning when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was walking, arrogantly and with envy in their heart, they screamed at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, hey, hey, sing Kirtan for us, dance for us. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not even look and he walked away. But Nityanand Prabhu was coming. Nityanand Prabhu understood these two people stay here. In the evening, Nityanand Prabhu purposely again went to them and said, again, with straw in his mouth, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna. Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan. Please, my brothers, chant the holy name of the Lord. Doesn't matter what you have done. Forget what you have done, just chant. And this time, Madhai, probably he was too tired and more intoxicated than anybody can imagine. He became furious. There was a clay pot. He picked up the clay pot and boom, banged on the head of Nityanand Prabhu. And that blow was so hard, a person could have died. Nityanand Prabhu stayed, survived, and blood gushed out of Nityanand Prabhu's head. He was bleeding. And what Nityanand Prabhu says, doesn't matter you have caused me physical injury. But what matters to me is you are stuck in this material world. Please, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Krishna Shiksha, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan. Same thing. Nityanand Prabhu, same thing he kept on saying. And Madhai was so mad, he was ready to pick up another clay pot and hit Nityanand Prabhu. And that very moment, Jagai, he stopped. He understood, Arey, this person is praying for forgiveness for us. Don't you see? He's such a saint. And you want to kill that person? Madhai, don't kill. We are doing wrong. So Jagai got the inspiration from within and he stopped Madhai from killing Nityanand Prabhu. Meanwhile, all the people, they had already gone and informed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this has happened. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was furious. His eyes were red and he ran to the place where this scene was happening. And he said, how dare you? How dare you hurt Nityanand Prabhu? He is my body. He is my devotee. How dare, and with fuming anger, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invoked Chakra. Chakra! What is Chakra? Sudarshan Chakra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna in the mood of Radharani. He called his weapon Chakra and immediately Sudarshan Chakra came on his finger. It seemed like thousands of suns were there. Everything was lit up. The Chakra was on his finger and immediately Jagai and Madhai, this was the moment. It was an aha moment. This was the aha moment for Jagai and Madhai. We are finished. We are done. We are going to be killed. And Jagai and Madhai, immediately Nityananda Prabhu stood up. He said, Mahaprabhu, please don't kill them. I know I'm bleeding, but it's not hurting. And just hear what Nityananda Prabhu says. My Lord, this person, Madhai, don't kill him. Because this Jagai, when this Madhai was about to hurt me, actually Jagai came forward and he stopped Madhai from hitting me. And in that stopping, accidentally the pot hit me. Don't, Mahaprabhu, it's not hurting. Please don't kill them. Same Balramji killed Rom Harshan Sutta for not standing up. That same Nityanand Prabhu, he's bleeding, about to lose his life if the second blow would have been done. And what is he saying? No, it's not hurting me. Don't worry, Mahaprabhu. This is my purpose. We have to deliver everybody. Everybody in Kali Yuga is sinful. We have our conditioning. We have to accept that. We are not that strong-willed and strong, determined to take to the holy name of the Lord. Please don't kill him. Mahaprabhu, when he heard that Jagai had helped Nityanand Prabhu save his life, immediately he let the chakra go and he embraced Jagai. And when Mahaprabhu, imagine Krishna embracing you, what will happen? Pure love of God, pure ecstasy. Jagai fell down, he fainted. And when he got up, he was a completely transformed man. When Madhai saw this, Madhai was like, please, both of us have done the same sins together. If you can deliver him, please deliver me also. In the past incarnations, you delivered so many demons. Please deliver me. Mahaprabhu, with a stern look, he said, no. Absolutely no. Until and unless you get the forgiveness of Nityanand Prabhu, he is my body, he is my devotee, I will not forgive you. Immediately Madhai fell down at the feet of Nityanand Prabhu and begged forgiveness. And Nityanand Prabhu, his usual self, doesn't take any offenses. No problem, just chant. Chant the name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Don't do anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now that you have the mercy of Nityanand Prabhu, I deliver you both, but don't ever go back to your old ways. Keep chanting and keep remembering the Lord. Keep taking the name of the Lord. Nityanand Prabhu ki, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much. Sorry for going over time. At this point, if there are, actually we have a very nice drama coming up with the continuation of this. So if there are any comments, any suggestions, otherwise we will go for the drama. What, beta? Oh, thank you, Rasika. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Srila Prabhupada.
Mataji, more than the class, it was an amazing experience you gave us. You took us to the Leela. We all were in the Leela because of your mercy. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful. Let us sincerely express our gratitude to Sri Garangi Mataji by loudly chanting 3 times. Now, in expense to this class, we are going to do this small skit for the flavor of our worships. Present this skit, Madai's praise to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. By the mercy of Lord Gauranga, both Jagai and Madai lived at Nadia as the most pious persons. They woke up early in the morning and bathed in Ganges at a solitary place. They regularly chanted the holy names of Krishna 200,000 times. Thus, they constantly condemned themselves and cried while chanting the holy names. Receiving the mercy of Krishna, they became the most magnanimous. They saw everyone as dear to Krishna. Remembering their former envy, they would constantly cry and fall on the ground. Gaurachandra, oh dear father, you are the deliverer of the fallen souls. Remembering this constantly, they cried again and again. In ecstatic love for Krishna, they forgot to eat. Remembering the costless mercy of Lord Gauranga, they would cry repeatedly. Lord Vishwambar and his followers would constantly solace them with sweet and assuring words. Although the Lord personally made him take prasad, they did not pacify their hearts. Particularly, Madai often cried, remembering his violence to Nithyananda Prabhu. Though Nithyananda Prabhu forgave all his offenses, still his mind did not become peaceful. I made Nithyananda bleed, lamenting constantly like this. He would beat his chest with his hands. This body in which Sri Gauranga enjoys his pastimes, I, the most sinful, have beaten the very same body. Remembering this, Madai would swoon anew. He had no other activity except crying. Nithyananda Prabhu happily wandered all over Nadia in the mood of a young boy. Nithyananda Prabhu was naturally most ecstatic. He wandered all over Nadia without any pride. One day, seeing Nithyananda Prabhu alone, let's witness what Madai did.
Oh my Lord, Nithyananda, you are as Vishnu, the maintainer of entire universe, as Ananta, you hold unlimited universes on your hoods. My Lord, you are indeed the epitome of devotional service to Krishna. There is no one more dear to Lord Gauranga than you. Lord Gauranga is your only wealth. You chant the glories of Krishna with your unlimited mouths, and you teach people that the devotional service is their highest duty. My Lord, your other name is the divider of river Kalini. The Vedas describe you as the Adidev, the primeval Lord. You are the father of the universe and the master of all mystic perfections. You know the internal mood and vision of Lord Gauranga. The innumerable universes desire the shadow of your lotus feet, my Lord. You are the devotee of Lord Gauranga and the source of pure devotional service. You are everything to Sri Gauranga. You are the companion, the friend, the umbrella, the resting place, and the life and soul of Gauranga. Your transcendental body is the reservoir of all happiness, and it is as soft as the petals of a lotus flower. You are the cause of everything, yet you are aloof from all the things. My Lord Gauranga, my Lord Nithyananda, Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati, and innumerable chaste women worship this transcendental form of yours as their very life. No one is more dear to Krishna than you. Lord Krishna enjoys his pastimes with your body when you manifest as Vrindavan. But I have harmed such a transcendental body of yours. There is no one more sinful than I am. Shame on me. Shame on me. Worshipping your form destroys material bondage. And I injured your body, my Lord. People in innumerable universes meditate upon your transcendental body. And I am so sinful, I try to harm this body. You are the great archer Lakshmana Chandra. Being envious of your body, Indrajit was destroyed. or being envious of this body, Duvi the gorilla was killed. Since I got such a body, I have no hope of good fortune. Roma Harshana Sutta, who had a lifespan equal to Lord Brahma, but disregarding you, by not welcoming you, he was burnt to ashes. By neglecting you, one's life is doomed. Oh Nithyananda, my Lord, please, I beg that you reside in the heart of all living entities. And I have become very envious to them and violent. Please forgive me, my Lord. I beg, please forgive me.
Get up, Madhai. Get up. I have manifested myself in your body. You are like a small innocent child to me. How can an affectionate father feel sad if his innocent child hurts him? I have taken your beating just like that. You are the recipient of mercy of Lord Gauranga. Anyone who worships Lord Gauranga is my life and soul. And I deliver such person millennium after millennium. But remember this, if anyone worship me without worshipping Lord Gauranga, that gives me unbearable stress. Always worship Lord Gauranga.
As you may desire, my Lord. But I have one more request for you.
Go ahead.
My Lord, I don't even remember how many people I have been violent and envious towards. You reside in each and everyone's heart as the super soul. If I could just recognize them, I would beg forgiveness. I would bow down. I would seek forgiveness for all my offenses. My Lord, please tell me some way I could do so. And I would forever be grateful to you for that.
Listen carefully as I tell you this. Go, clean and decorate the bathing ghats of River Ganga. When all the devotees will take bath at clean place and comfortably, they will bless you. All your sinful actions will be nullified. What more good fortune you need than this? Offer obeisances to everyone you see. All your sinful reaction will be forgiven.
Nithyananda Prabhu ki!
As you desire, my Lord. As you desire.
Being advised by Lord Nithyananda, Madai circumambulated the Lord and departed. When Madai chanted the holy names of Krishna, Krishna, tears would flow from his eyes. People were astonished to see how Madai cleaned and decorated the bathing ghats of the Ganges.
He's the one who built my home! He built my home! He's the one who built my feet. I don't see him here. It's a chance for him. Let's beat him to that! I deserve more than this. You want to bigger than this? Please, hit me. I really deserve, my Lord. deserve more than this, my Lord. Please speak to them. Please speak over who is coming, everyone. Really great to see Lord Nithyananda. Please, my life and soul. Please, I deserve more than this. You can hate me as much as you like, my Lord. Please, you are transformed by the touch of Lord Nithyananda. We are just here to take your shelter. Please accept.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna. We have here pure devotee Madayas, His Grace Ramkumar Prabhuji. Supreme Lord Nithyananda. Here we have Sri Gopal Prabhuji. The Navadip Vasi is there. We have His Grace Divyatita Prabhuji and Sunil Prabhuji. Right there. And the sports kit was organized by Himanku Videvidasi.
And Kadam Karan. They were behind this, creation of script, slideshows, costume arrangements, and guidance, everything. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Okay, as my last service for today.
Today we have Nithyananda Prabhu as the announcer.
Today we have one more Sunday feast sponsor, Govind Varman. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Are you in the temple? Okay, let's express our deepest we should express our deepest gratefulness for his support. Let's chant 3 times. Hari Bo! Hari Bo! And now, last announcement. Prashadam is served outside.
Hari Bo!
Hare Krishna.